with our customers, community engagement, online, in store. So that'll be exciting. I think kind of like what we're doing tonight, which is a good segue. We have this really awesome event with Lost and Found, which I think most people should know about. You know, it's the book that we're selling in stores, but this is actually a friend of Ben's. Is that how this came in? Colton. Yeah. Old G Code. Poor Sip. Although he's probably in fucking Bali right now, surfing, so he's fine. But it's this really cool book that has a great story behind it, where this guy essentially found at a flea market all of these old negatives from Surfer magazine that they had thrown away, and he went back and like reached out to all the different photographers and like got the rights and like put together this really awesome book that sort of like a retrospective of surfing in the 70s. And so he's been working with Ben and Allison and Sydney and Allie actually and Julia, the whole crew putting together this really fun event tonight where you guys can see like it's got like all these original old photos and some cool props and stuff like that. And he's going to give a slideshow tonight. So I think great start for something that we want to be doing more of. Like we have like 360 people that RSVP plus like 75 people from like friends of Marine Layer. And so it's really great to see like how excited people are. Folks are like calling up and like trying to get in. And I think these guys have done a lot of work. So it's going to be a good event tonight. And hopefully we'll be doing more of that stuff down the road. In less exciting news, if you've seen our blue bus, please let me know. This is, nobody's in trouble. If you were the person that stole the bus, like this is a very open situation. It's like, you can just bring it back and you will be totally fine. I'll be very impressed too, because I think it's a pretty good prank. At our softball game last night, which we lost, starting off on the wrong foot, but I went after the game to go to my car to drive home and it was not there. So I thought, naturally it might have been towed because there was like a potential, the spot. It actually was a legal spot, but I didn't know, maybe they accidentally towed it or something like that. Called them. No, talked to Adam. He didn't know where it was. And sure enough, we think it was stolen. So, and then, and Mason, so I'm talking to Mason this morning, questioning Tim, because I didn't know if he, I thought he would be the first person that I went to. I was like, where were you at 7:45 last night? And Mason was like, oh, I thought that was you moving it. He was like, he ran to the bathroom before the game started while I was like warming up on the field. And he saw the bus driving away down Chestnut Street. Didn't tell me, nor did he try and stop the perpetrator, which makes me think maybe he was in on it. I don't know. But so we're currently trying to figure out where the bus is. KK, our friend and former employee, does live right across the street there. So we're hoping that this is just like the best prank that anybody's ever pulled. And she's like, saw me get out of the bus and just like ran down and stole it. Which would be awesome.
Because you do leave the keys in the bus.
Yes, regardless of where the keys are, you are.
In the ignition, not in the bus.
Yes, I don't believe that gives anybody the right to steal your property, regardless of where the keys are. But perhaps, yes.
That's a great question.
This is yes, and I fielded it from my wife last night when I told her that the bus was stolen, and she was like, "You idiot! Take the keys out of the car," which was not very sensitive to my situation. But I did have a personal vehicle many years ago, a Subaru station wagon that was stolen on Russian Hill in a similar situation, unlocked with the keys in it, and. It was later recovered. Like 3 days later, they'd taken it for a joyride, and they'd actually used it to like break into other cars and steal. Like, so there was all sorts of stuff. So there's like a backpack in there that I got because they left it. So they found it. So it wasn't like, the end of the world. But So we'll keep you posted on that. That's basically all that's going on here. On to our product. Do you want to do sales at all? We might do a quick 2-minute sales recap at the end after product, just because sales have been really good in stores and online. We had a great Westport opening. Sydney got most of her family and friends in the Westport area involved, which was nice, and worked with John and the crew there to put together a really good opening. We did like 7,000 on our first day, 4,500 the next day, and like 2,000 on a Monday. So definitely one of the best openings we've had in a long time. Really exciting. The last couple stores we've opened are doing really well. Seattle is in a good spot. Kansas City is doing really well, which is amazing because like we just opened the doors in Kansas City and like people just come, that's the kind of thing that we're going to try and put a little bit more effort behind in terms of like getting out sort of a little bit more awareness around the brand and the stores that we're opening. But nice to see that those stores are off to a good start. So that's all we got, non-product stuff.
Well, we're actually going to have you start with your favorite
Oh,
items.
yeah. Okay.
You can always start with that.
Agreed. All right. So my favorite items for men, I was only supposed to get one, but I picked 3 because I like these a lot. This shirt, I think just like summer short sleeve woven, to me is like very good example of like marine layer execution. And like, this is just a really interesting, unique fabric. So it's just a simple shirt, but I feel like it's just distinguished through like a couple small details, like this selvage edge on the pocket, and like just a really amazing fabric that we got from Japan. This is a cotton linen Rami blend. Rami is like what they used to wrap mummies in Egypt. Fun fact.
Maybe not the best selling point.
I don't think that's a bad thing. Mummies were like fucking kings. Like that was like, not everybody was a mummy. Just the kings. Do what you want with that fact. But it's a really interesting, unique fabric. It's got a little bit of texture and sort of just like, it kind of got a vintagey feel and incredibly soft, but still like distinguishing. So I think this thing is selling out really well. It's almost all done. Claire actually just bought it today, bought a small, looked really cute for women as well. So if you've got some small sizes, that's a nice potential situation. And then I had to pick a tank top just because I'm the only person approaching 40 that's really started to wear tank tops and enjoying them. But I think it's a great summer piece. I feel like similar, like just to me, I was looking around the store and there was a lot of great stuff there, but like the stuff that I was looking for was just like, all right, what's really uniquely marine layer and sort of a really good expression of our brand. And I feel like this is like a cool graphic, just like a nice sort of retro fabric with like, I like the piping. It just feels like not like just something unique. And I think again, in sort of the marine layer way where it's like not over the top loud or anything like that, but just it's cool and well done with the piping. It has sort of a retro feel. It's fun and cool. In case I didn't say that enough. In the same vein, I bought this shirt a couple weeks ago and I really liked it. This one I think I liked a lot just because it's a product that we've tried to make in the past. We've done some ringers and they're really hard. It's like these things, I don't think the customer like appreciates like how hard it is to like get the binding on these things right and the tension right and just sort of make it like fit and look good. But I think the product team did a great job. Like I bought it, washed it, shrunk up, half an inch, just like it was supposed to. Fits great. Like I've gotten a bunch of compliments on it. They were like, "Was that old shirt?" I feel like it does. It's like same deal. Like just cool, kind of fun graphic. Feels retro-y, but also like very marine layer and unique and just great with jorts or whatever, So those are my 3 favorite men's products. Women's products is a little bit weirder to pick my favorite women's products, but there was a lot of good stuff there too. I don't know. I was like, I like the jumpsuit, but what do I do? Like put the jumpsuit up here and Yami's rocking it. So that probably would be my favorite, like high end piece, just because I think another thing that is very unique and like we did a great job executing on a completely new body that feels sort of relevant and also appropriate and very well, like, you know, taking something that's trending and very like popular and doing it. Do you want to come up?
Yeah.
It's in all stores.
It is in all stores, but we want to show it on and show
Yeah.
it, you know.
Yeah.
Adjustable nature. We can show it when she comes.
Come on right up here. Come on up here, Yabby. Oh, you're not ready? What do you need to get ready for? Oh, stop. You used to love the limelight.
It's comfortable.
Yeah, it looks great.
Has the adjustable waist tie and also adjustable in the back. So no, it looks good. So the straps actually come through the back in 2 holes. It has some elastic in the middle, but then you can adjust the strap length for different heights and shapes and sizes, which is nice. So it's very comfortable, but looks very cool and stylish.
Totally. This fabric has a little stretch, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Tencel cotton spandex. I love the fabric.
Great
I'll be
fabric.
back. I'll be back.
Yeah. I think she's done right now. She's got to get ready for her performance later. But just all, you know, again, I think that's like a tough style to make and execute in a way that's going to fit a lot of people. But I think our dev team did a great job with all those strap situations and the, you know, ties that make it, you know, very flexible and can fit a lot of different bodies, which is a great selling point. The fabric is awesome. Tencel cotton span has a little stretch, but also has like the exact texture and appearance that we want, you know, for our brand, where it's like not too shiny. It's got a little texture and it's visually interesting, but doesn't look like super fancy. I don't know, just kind of looks sort of worn in and like this like cool old pair of, what are they, overalls, jumpers? What's it called? Jumpsuit. Yeah, you know. So that was my favorite, but Yami's wearing that. I just, 2 things that I really like, you know, sort of like core to Marine Layer, I feel like, but again, really well executed. Just this great sort of classic striped shirt. This is a custom stripe that we designed, you know, our custom fabric, so it's like incredibly soft, nice collar. This is the True Crew body, you know, so great silhouette that's doing really well, and also just like perfect for summer. I think it's styled really well online with like the white jean shorts. Those are not ours, but never mind. You can wear it with a lot of stuff. Looks great. You just, you know, like classic Marine Layer, but done super well, which I think is perfect. And that's like what our customer wants, like great t-shirts from us. So when we do it and we make stuff like that, like it's going to do really well. And in the same vein or similar vein, this is, I think like the last photo t-shirt that we were able to find here, because they're almost sold out. How many have we were selling like 200 of these a week or something, which is just awesome. Like we've always had requests from the stores for like women's graphics. I've always been like a little hesitant to like just throw on the fucking like surfing bear onto like, which I don't like that much anyways, but it sells a lot, so we keep making it. It feels like a very masculine graphic, and to like do something like that in a women's graphic just didn't feel sort of like very cool or interesting. So it's been like a challenge where we've challenged like the design team to come up with an interpretation of like a classic, you know, Marine Layer graphics are unique and things that we design that are custom, you can't get anywhere else. For them to sort of take that idea and filter it through a women's lens in a way that's still like fun, but also like cool, is tough. I feel like this is just a perfect way to do that. You know, it's like very cool colors. It's got like a relaxed kind of like beach vibe, but it also just feels a little bit more contemporary and like something that you're not gonna, it's not like kitschy. It's just really awesome, I think. Great silhouette, and we almost sold out to the piece. So I would say great job of like design, taking a Marine Layer concept, executing it in a really fun, updated way. So that's what I got.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, one second. So a little bit new way of doing product presentations here. We're gonna have Mike do his favorite picks, and then designers each pick their favorite outfit for their respective genders. Have Sydney do any product highlights. Today will be some third-party newness in the store, as well as potentially pick any slower moving styles that haven't picked up yet and help you with some selling points. And then I'm gonna do a little fall preview, and Yami will do a fabric spotlight. So today it's gonna be the Indigo collection, which is exciting. So first, Claire's gonna come up with her women's outfit that she's modeling herself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I am wearing the cami in our custom print. I love this for summer. It feels bright and bold. It's the perfect thing as we go into high summer with the holidays. And I've topped it off with our white denim jacket. What's special about this denim jacket is that it's super soft. It's not a crunchy denim. It has a little embroidery here under the collar. It says hello there. It's really cute. And it comes with pins, which I'm not wearing right now, but if you don't want to wear them on your jacket, you can put them on your bag, on your beach bag, or different uses like that, which I think is great, a little bonus there. And I've paired it with the Levi's wedgie fit, which is perfect, classic, something you can wear all the time. And one little extra bonus I'm not wearing, but I'm going to steal your we have these super cute shoes. These go perfectly with the print, just picks up on that subtle blush color. It's kind of a new neutral, which I think is really great for summer. So the total for this whole look is $291. And I didn't add in the shoes, but I think they're like 65 or something like that. So it's a great.
It's kind of like
great.
it's priceless, I would say.
Yeah,
You know,
I would say it's
priceless.
Yeah,
Yeah. Somebody asked, just be like, you can't put a price on
right.
cool summer outfits, you know.
Exactly. So that's my favorite look right now. Cool.
All right, I get to do our men's look this time since it's Ian's first day, so we didn't want to put him on the spotlight day one with zero preparation. So I have Colton modeling for me.
I did, but everybody else was like, no, that's not very nice.
I have Colton modeling here. You guys can't see in the stores on camera, but he has a really nice bottom half with his head up.
Now you can see.
Yeah, not exactly completely, but yeah. So for men's outfit, I have Colton in our walk short, which we've had in stores for a little while now, but is our great outfit completer for spring and summer. Excellent. The Reed popover, which I'll go into this fabric a little bit more, but it's one of our great summer weight woven fabrics. And we did it in a popover body this time. Popover body means the buttons don't go all the way down, so just up at the top in the placket. And did it in our great signature blue and white custom stripe. He's also modeling our local supply sunglasses that are only available in stores, not online. And these are great. They're slightly higher. It's all good. They're slightly higher price point than our sun skis. And part of that is the built-in quality. They actually have springs on the sides so that they don't get stretched out on your face when you're wearing them, taking them on and off. So a little added bonus and selling feature for those.
And that's a Sydney, Australia-based brand, so I think pretty hard to find here. Just like cool, you know, just a little bit more of an interesting detail.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Very nice. This total outfit is $288.
Cool.
Yeah, well, with the sunglasses, really drive it up. It'd
Yeah.
be $203 without the sunglasses. So still good to drive up your ADS.
I mean, I was thinking about this, like Heather was talking earlier, you know, like how do we give you guys, like, you know, store folks, like opportunities to like increase your sale? To me, it's like anybody that has a walk short, it's like just read the customer and offer any one of our t-shirts. You know, it's like this, we designed these shorts to be like a very versatile, like great neutral color. And it's like someone's a little dressier, then like show them all of like the great summer weight wovens we have. Like it's, you know, someone's a little bit younger or they want more of a casual like t-shirt, like show them a t-shirt or like the short sleeve hemlet. You know, it's like anybody that starts off with like a walk short or something like that should absolutely be buying some shirt. Like anybody that buys a bottom at our store, they like just have to give them a top because we make so many great shirts, you know, like,
yeah.
I wouldn't let them leave the store.
One other nice thing about this top, I think we have so many great woven shirts, but being a pop-over body, it's a little bit more of a fashion-forward look. So I think it can still be totally applicable for a classic guy, but that might seem like he's ready for a little something new. This is a good suggestion, I think, as a more kind of cooler, beachy look. There is a pocket. Look at that. It's perfectly lined up with the stripes. Awesome. Oh, now you can see it. Okay. Thanks, Colton. So that fabric of the Reed popover that Colton was wearing, we like to call the Bolton fabric, named for a previous shirt that we ran in that fabric. It's a great signature summer weight woven fabric for us. It's really light and airy. It kind of has the look and appearance of linen, but is 100% cotton. So it doesn't wrinkle as much and has an incredibly soft hand feel. So we have that popover, the shirt that I'm wearing. Also our, what's it called? Web popover. And just gonna flash the other ones, all the same fabric. This guy. And then the series for women is also the off the shoulder version. What's cool about this fabric, well, you can actually do it with many fabrics, but it shows up particularly well here, is that the warp and weft of the woven fabric can be two different colors where you see a little bit more texture. So this is a great example. Warp and weft are the, warp is the vertical lines and weft are the horizontal lines in a woven fabric. Thanks, Yami.
Left to right. That's what
Exactly, weft, left, right, that's great. So in this example, this is one we were talking about, the in stores it's really showing up with a strong warp line in white. So you see a lot of texture, it almost looks like some textured vertical stripes because we have white woven in up and down and the green woven in side to side. So in case customers are asking why it appears like that, there you go, warp and weft.
It's a cotton slub too, which is interesting. Like it's not this, but those, like the slub yarn, which is similar to our jersey. It's just like a thick and then thin, alternating sort of thickness of the yarn. So that's what adds that texture. Like that's why our slub jersey for women has a little bit of visual interest in it. And I think same thing here. In addition to having the highs and lows of the color, it also has, you'll see like slub, and that's, I think, nice.
Makes for a slightly imperfect stripe, which is nice. It feels a little bit more casual and vintage and beachy as opposed to a super serious business casual stripe. So it's one of the reasons we like it. Next we have Sydney to come up and talk about some third-party stuff.
Hello. So we have a lot of new stuff for summer for third party. First of all, we have some skincare. The Ursa Major stuff's been doing really well, so we think there's definitely like an appetite for all natural skincare. So this brand is called Herbivore. It's based in Seattle and made by this cute couple. We wanted to start out with the bar soap because the Ursa Major bar soap has been really successful, but they have a ton of different products, masks and like facial sprays and all sorts of stuff that we might get into if these are successful. But we have 3 of them so far. One is the pink clay, which is perfect for sensitive or dry skin types. Then we have the blue clay, which is perfect for combination skin types. And then the bamboo charcoal, which is good for combination oily and blemish prone. Or people can just pick them based on the color and the scent, but those are some fun selling points. We found these guys a while ago, but wanted to first test Ursa. But I recently saw these in Urban Outfitters and Club Monaco. So excited to be getting on the trend while it's relevant.
Mostly for women, but I have noticed that I think Josh bought the pink clay bar, and for that sensitive skin, and I feel like that's worked very well for him. So I think you could sell to anybody.
I also got the bamboo charcoal for my roommates, and I use it too, and everyone says it's like changed their skin. So next we have footwear. So building off the success of our New Balance sneaker, we thought it might be time to really dive into some footwear. We did a partnership with Saludos 2 years ago, but it was just online, and it kind of was, we didn't really go for it. So this year we really went for it. We have 2 styles from Saludos. One is this really cute dusty pink platform smoking slipper, they call it. We thought this fit really well with our beach bum vibe with all of our other dusty pink items. The other is this embroidered sandal in red and blue, which we thought worked really well with our City Explorer vibe, and goes with our, more upscale outfitting items. Our next brand is Lego East. Mike found these when he was vacationing with his wife in France.
No.
And I was lucky enough to be tasked with tracking down the lovely man who produces these. His name is Axel, and he barely speaks any English. These are made in Biarritz, France. I volunteered to go pick them up myself, but not really sure why I was ignored. These are all unisex, but we have the green for men and women, and then the French flag white just for women. They're also all unifoot. I don't know how you say that. So right and left doesn't matter. These I think are $40. People have been rocking them around the office. Super awesome.
Kind of just like a different, I feel like Saludos and Toms are everywhere, and this is like a little bit more unique option. So.
Allie reminded me that footwear is only in 12 stores right now. It's a test, but we're hoping for fall to expand. And online. Our last brand that we're doing just for men's is Harimari. This is one of Adam's favorite footwear brands. They are based in Dallas, Texas. When we were picking our assortment, these are the fields. We thought these were like really easy and understandable and could go with a lot of things. And then we picked these dunes, which we thought were really cool and retro. And they actually reminded us when we were picking these that we did a footwear spotlight with them like 3 years ago, and Mike chose this shoe. So at least we're consistent. These, their biggest selling point is that they have this patented memory foam toe thing right here.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. So their whole marketing thing is that there's no break-in period. I know if people have like rainbows and stuff, you get blisters and you have to like wear them for a week with Band-Aids, but you don't have to do that with these. So tell people that. Last but not least, we have a new bag coming out. This is a partnership we did with Mafia Bags. It's really cool. They make all their bags from recycled sails, so trying to reduce ocean pollution and waste. This whole bag was designed by Sam, our late men's designer. Not dead, just gone. Former. He's alive. Tried to go with a simple outside with like blues and whites, but the inside has these fun like orange pops to pick up off our logo. The branding and packaging was done by Ben and Emma. There's a cool little tag right here, and then the whole hang tag tells the story of how we came up with the brand and all that jazz. These are waterproof because they're made from sails, so they make a really good beach bag, and our bags have kind of been struggling, so I would mention to the customer, that these are great if you care about the environment, and our other bag is great if you care about women and supporting charities. So our bags are great.
You care about. Yeah, and environment.
And lastly, I am wearing our Poppy reversible mini skirt. We did this guy after the success of our Mila midi wrap skirt, which did so well. So this guy's a little wrap skirt as well. The great thing about this is that it is reversible and has 2 different washes. We had this idea because we couldn't decide on a wash, and it actually was super hard to pull off. So props to Eddie and her team for doing that, because it looks awesome. These are selling really well, so that's not why I'm talking about it. But these tank tops, I feel like haven't been getting a lot of love. They might just, disappear kind of in all the merch of our t-shirts, but super comfortable. It's actually the first time I've put it on, and I'm sold. I want to get it. But it comes in 2 of our custom prints that Ashley Hill hand drew and designed, Booby, Betty, Babe, and our Vendetta print, which has been super popular in the popover dress and the boyfriend tee. So if you see our customer going for that, remind her that it also comes in a tank, because these are great for summer. And that's all from me.
Nice.
Thank you.
Couple things I think just would love, maybe Heather, you could circle up with store folks, but would love to hear like store feedback on those tanks. I'd be those are 3 really good fabrics and prints that haven't been selling well. So stuff like that, I think, very helpful for store feedback when it's like something that we feel like we executed really well and is interesting fabrics. Like, just good to hear like why the customer is not responding to it, or do a little digging. That'll help us a lot. Same thing with the bags. Hopefully, like, the stories will help that a little bit more. I think, something like that doesn't naturally like sell as easily as, you come into Marine Layer, you're like looking for shirts, or like you're just sort of like, you get what that's all about. But I feel like both those bags are there's a really interesting reason for being and reason to purchase. And they're also well done, especially this one I think looks really cool. So I'm hoping that, like, with a kind of like churched up branding and better execution, but that those will do a little bit better. I feel like, be curious to hear like store feedback again on if customers just don't really notice the bags, or like if, I don't know, but let's see if we can tell those stories a little bit better. And if that helps, and if not, we'd just love to hear your guys' feedback about why it's not.
Cool. Can you hear me? Oh, there you are.
Lights flashing.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Oh crowd. Okay. All right. Okay. So I thought I would spend a few minutes talking about indigo dye, since we have so many styles in the store that use it. I'm going to go through my spiel, and you guys can ask me questions at the end. Okay. Cool. So first, a quick history lesson. Indigo has been used in the textile world for thousands of years. They used to actually call it blue gold because it was such a precious commodity. Does anybody want to tell me why they think it was such a precious commodity?
It's hard to find.
Yes, it's rare. So back in the day, you had to use objects that you found in nature to dye fabrics. So berries, plants, whatever. So you can find reds, greens, yellows in nature, but not really blues. So there's something called a Indigofera plant. It grows mostly in India and Southeast Asia. The word indigo actually comes from the Roman term indicum, which means product of India. The biggest downside was the extraction process was a pain in the ass. It takes forever and it's super inefficient. Each leaf, you can only get about 2 to 4% out of it, the pigment out of it. So fast forward, the Industrial Revolution happened and shit got cray. So can anyone tell me what the biggest fashion craze was during the Industrial Revolution? Levi Strauss denim changed the game for indigo. All of a sudden, the supply couldn't keep up with the demand, and leave it to the Germans. There was a man, Adolf van Baer, also famous for Bayer aspirin, who synthetically produced indigo. He figured it out. It took him 15 years. He got a Nobel Prize for it. And now today, 99% of the world's indigo is synthetically made. Okay, so that's that. So every indigo garment, you can think of it as it has its own personality. It's because of the way the chemical change has happened. I'm nervous. Okay. The chemical reaction between the dyes and the fibers. Okay, gets a little sciencey here. Indigo is super challenging to work with because, unlike most dyes, it is not water soluble. What does that mean? It doesn't dissolve in water. So in order to make it soluble, you have to introduce an alkali. Anybody remember what that is from science class? It's something with a pH level of higher than 7. So 7 is neutral, that's what water is. Anything lower than 7 is an acid. Anything higher than that is an alkali. So most commonly they use sodium hydroxide.
Obviously.
And they mix it in with the indigo powder and it becomes soluble. It's in that state, they call it indigo white. Fun fact, it's not white. It's this weird yellowish green kind of murky, gross, bubbly mix. And that's what you dip fabric or yarn. In our case, yarn, we do all yarn dyed indigo. So mixing it with that alkali makes it soluble, and then you add a mordant, which helps set the dye into the fabric. So the coolest part about this whole thing is when you're dipping whatever into the solution, you mix it in there for 20 minutes or so. As you pull it out and it touches the air, the oxygen in the air, it oxidizes and it turns back into blue, into its natural state. Does anybody want to tell me what they used to use in place of sodium hydroxide before the Industrial Revolution? Anybody want to guess? Stale urine. So I'm very happy that we no longer do that. All right. So unlike most dyes, indigo dye does not penetrate the fabric completely. It only just sits on top of the surface. So the reason why as it's worn, it fades and wears is because that dye is rubbing off and you're seeing the core white of the yarn. Some people call indigo living color because it ages over time. So I don't know if you can use that selling point. What makes it even more challenging with our knits is that in denim, they starch the yarns before they weave it so that it's super stable and stiff. They cannot do that with circular knits. So it's super hard to work with. Not a lot of mills will agree to do it. The unique shading is kind of inherent to the dye. So people are noticing that each one is different. It's because they have their own personalities. And what I think makes our fabric so special is the fact that it's 50-50 Tencel cotton. I challenge you guys to find stuff in the market. I haven't found anybody who has Tencel cotton. Everything is mostly 100% cotton. So our lovely leader here, Mike, has challenged us to be different. And I think it's an awesome fabric. And I hope that information helps you guys sell, or at least you learned a thing or two.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions? Too much? Too sciencey? I don't know. Yes.
Why do we like the Tencel and the cotton? What does it do?
So Tencel is it's the most durable cellulosic fiber, right? So it's a good pairing. It's got that sort of drape that cotton doesn't really have. Yes, a cellulosic fiber. So fibers are in three categories: natural, cellulosic, and synthetic. Natural is cotton or wool. It comes from nature, and there's minimal processing that has to happen to make the fiber into a yarn. A cellulosic fiber derives for the natural, like raw material to make the fiber comes from nature, trees mainly for Tencel and Modal, but it has to undergo a pretty extensive chemical process to convert the fiber into yarn. And then synthetic is like totally synthetic. It doesn't come from nature. That's like polyester, nylon, acrylic. So that's what a cellulosic fiber is.
You should just know our stuff comes from beechwood.
Beechwood trees, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And without getting too crazy, but that's, they're taking beechwood natural pulp and turning that into a yarn, which is.
That's what Modal is made out of. Tencel is made out of eucalyptus trees, and rayon is made out of mulberry trees. They're all made from trees, just different species of trees.
Don't talk about rayon. It doesn't sound cool.
Yeah, no.
Modal and Tencel sound
Modal.
cool.
Those are the main ones we use anyways. No more questions?
No, great job.
Okay,
That was awesome.
great, excellent.
I think that was very, very insightful. I feel like I thought I knew a lot about fabrics, and that was just like a mic drop on how little I do. But to me, there's a lot of information in there. I would say, if anybody from the new Berkeley crew wants to come up and just give us a recap. No, there's a lot, that's a lot. I mean, Yami is like living, she's been doing this stuff for a long, long time. If I were to try and synthesize that, to me, it's sort of like indigo. I really like that living color thing, which is just like, the reason that we like indigo so much is because of the living color, or like the different shading and the variety. It just looks, it's not like uniform, most like typical dyes. It's just like a flat one color thing. Indigo has all this like rich color variation, and what's so unique about the fabric that we've developed is like typically indigos only come on very rough, hard cottons because it's such a hard process to do. So it's like what we're doing that's unique is like taking a very difficult process and doing it on something really soft. I would say like hands down, we have like the softest indigo dyes of any place in the market because of the tensile, and like it's a very durable but very soft fabric. So great color variation, still like signature softness. Cool.
Awesome.
Do you have more to say?
Just last little product highlight is a quick fall preview of just a couple items for men's and women's that actually Mike is modeling and Megan step up too. So a little teaser for fall. You'll be hearing much more soon, but for our fall preview, which essentially launches in July, it's really a more neutral palette cleanse, kind of shoulder month before we fully head into fall. And two awesome items coming in are these great, very thin gray and white stripes for men's and women's in our signature double cloth fabric, 100% cotton, very, very soft, has a little bit more of a crinkle texture once you start washing it. For men's, it is the typical or signature button down, one pocket. And for women's, it's a pop over body. It's tucked in right now. So again, placket with buttons halfway down, 2 pockets with the directional stripe changing here for a little added flair that we're loving. So super easy, neutral, but has really nice like texture and interest to it. For men, we're also doing it in a blue on blue stripe. Probably hard to see over the camera, but it's a really subtle mid blue and darker blue stripe in the same cloth, signature double cloth there. Cool. You'll see more fall soon. We're pretty excited about it.
I mean, I think pre-fall stuff is definitely like a new development for us as a company. Just last year, the feedback was like, you know, you got summer, but then it's still nice out and it's too early for like sweaters and things like that. People, you know, it's July or early August and it's still 80 degrees out. People are not buying like heavy sweaters. So we worked really hard this year to have those better like transitional pieces. We're essentially saying like what can like live in fall that we can also pull forward. So it's a lot of neutrals, a lot of like Indian summer, lightweight stuff. I think you could say Native American summer or Indian summer. It depends on, I don't know. But I actually don't think it's that. I don't know. Moving on. Great fabrics. I feel like this double cloth is just another really interesting fabric that has texture and sort of variety and softness. And it's like, it's kind of some recurring themes coming out of all the stuff that we're doing here. But that is, it's like, we're trying to make your lived in favorite shirt. You know, there's an ease to everything that we're trying to do. And all of the dye processes and the yarns and the fabric and the design intent that goes into that is all around that like casual, distinctive ease. You know, it's like you look at that jean jacket, it's like it's not loud, but there's a little thing that's like hello there. You know, it just gives it a little personality and a little character. And I feel like that's what hopefully is coming through in all of what we're making. And it's exciting to see all this stuff because I do think that you know is really coming out well. So maybe you want to do 2-minute sales because I think customers think it's coming out too because they're buying a lot of shit.
I'm gonna do these. Yeah, things are doing really well.
Did you work out today?
One on the wall. In the Presidio. I can't run right now. I need. Hi, everybody. Quick update. We're gonna do. Mike,
Did you need the running shoes and everything?
Yeah, in the socks. We're gonna do a little bit more in depth. Mike and I were talking this morning. Sort of mid-year business review for sort of the whole company. Probably our first meeting in July. We'll be halfway through the year then. But the 2-minute version now, you know, for June, we're 2 weeks into a 5-week month. June's going fantastically. It's always fun. Anytime that I'm texting Heather at 9:30 at night with like flames and like money emojis and stuff, you know, we're just like texting back and forth, like batshit crazy. This is so awesome. Did I give one of those? I was like, maybe retail's fine. The first 2 weeks, retail actually has a tough month to comp right now. They're comping on a catalog from last year. So we didn't do a catalog first week of June this year. We kind of changed up the timing. So they don't have that marketing push that they had last year. And last June was actually a really, really good month. So they have tough numbers to hit. We're right over forecast right now, a couple percent over forecast, which we're really, really happy about. The other thing I noticed sort of as I was going through the sales is that I think the Bay Area is actually a little bit under forecast right now. And a lot of times we lean pretty heavily, on Chestnut and Hayes and some of the OG stores to like really pump. They have huge numbers to hit. I mean, it's not like, look, they're going to do like $130,000, $140,000, but usually when we're, we ask them a lot to kind of make up if like we're not doing something or some new store is not ramping. Chicago's doing fantastic. Seattle's doing fantastic. A lot of these like year 2, year 3 vintage stores are doing really, really well. All of Chicago, we need to open more stores in Chicago. They're just not, you're crushing it, and everybody there is doing great. Both Bucktown and Armitage are doing really, really well. The whole Midwest region is. Abbott Kinney's doing great. Seattle is the U Village store. Charleston is now like our number 5 or 6 store in our fleet every single month. Charleston's just doing fantastic. So Kristen's doing an awesome job there. So good news sort of all around. The first 3 days this week are actually like we're up 35-40% over last week. So it's like June. We have a lot of great stuff to sell. The other thing that is exciting is that I think especially on the retail front, last year we started actually kind of running out of stuff and breaking inventory wise as we got towards the end of the month in June. Sort of lost a little momentum the last couple of weeks of June. We definitely have enough stuff. I can tell you that from looking at the reports with Allie and Mason every week. We're very, very heavily inventoried. We got a lot of stock. We're replanning with the new computer version of Mason every week. We're able to more agilely be sending stuff up to keep people sized up. So we should have a really, really good 3 weeks ahead of us until the 4th. So just keep doing what you guys are doing. Web, I feel like it's sort of a broken record. They're at like 418,000 through the first 2 weeks on a plan of 260. So they're 60% up over their forecast for the first 2 weeks. We think there's some, latent kind of just back end of the catalog from the middle of May. We're also starting to do more of this digital marketing stuff, which is really, really exciting and seems to be working very well. We found like this nice sweet spot where the money we're spending on the ads, we're sort of ROI positive. We're like right side up, right on transaction, like on acquisition, which is really, really good. So essentially we're able to kind of boost those numbers a little bit. So that's going really well. So mostly great news right now. Talk more in a few weeks on the mid-year stuff.
Yeah, I think, can't ask for anything more when stores are doing really well and online is doing well, and, they continue to play well together. I feel like we are, just executing well in terms of like planning and distroing better and, making great product. And there's always stuff. Obviously, I spend most of my life focused on things that we could do better, but this is a really hard business, and I feel like we are continuing to make like incremental improvements in all aspects of our business, and it's nice to see it showing up in the product and in the sales, and and the brand too. Like it's like when we have 360 people or 400 people like trying to come to events that we're doing, like that just I think resonates. It shows that like when we do put ourselves out there a little bit more, like people are excited and want to be part of that brand. So that to me is like not the missing link, but we've always been very focused on product and our stores, and just like because those are really hard things to do, and we have a small team, so we're like, all right, head down, let's make a great brand, make a great product. I'm excited. I think where we are now, and with Maddie coming in and trying to get a little bit more of my mind share and our team's mind share to like just amplify that message and do some stuff a little bit louder, I think is just going to be met really well because we are doing such interesting things. We got like 750 applicants for the marketing position, which was pretty cool, and no pressure. But I think it was nice to hear like everybody, we're starting this position where everybody's like, yeah, this is great. Like you have this awesome brand to build on. And it's like, that's a foundation that a lot of folks don't have. They're trying to put marketing on top of something that's not particularly interesting or not like a great story. And what we have is really good. So I think we're set up for success. So that's it. All right. Good meeting. Tim, our new tech director. Thanks. And Mason, our old tech director. I think that this went off well. So good.